Let's start the program. Japanese Trader Radio Part.047. Today is February 15, Sunday, 2026. By Gift and Craft. 1. FX. 1. Surveillance. 1. Price movement. 1. This week's bid price of the target currency pair dollar yen from 157.6 to 153.4. Severe downtrend. 112 this week's bid price movement of all currency pairs. Dollar yen from 157.2 to 152.7, minus 450 pips, minus 2.9%. Euro yen from 185.8 to 181.2, minus 460 pips, minus 2.5%. Pound yen from 213.9 to 208.5, minus 540 pips, minus 2.5%. Euro dollar from 1.181 to 1.187, plus 60 pips, plus 0.5%. Pound dollar 1.361 to 1.365, plus 40 pips, plus 0.3%. Euro pound from 0.868 to 0.869, plus 10 pips, plus 0.1%. 112 economic indicators. 1121 this week's economic indicators. 10th Tuesday 2230 the US retail sales MOM. The actual is 0%. 11th Wednesday 2230 the US non-farm payrolls. The actual is 130 kilo. 13th Friday 2230 the US inflation rate YOY. The actual is 2.4%. 13th Friday 2230 the US core inflation rate YOY. The actual is 2.5%. 1122 next week's economic indicators. 20th Friday 830 Japan inflation rate YOY. 20th Friday 2230 the US GDP growth rate QOQ ADF. 20th Friday 2230 the US core PCE price index MOM. 113 this week's news and events that don't seem to be factored in. The trend of inflation in the US. Identifying the yen appreciation trend. 114 next week's FX trading strategy and tactics. The yen is the strongest. There may be a movement to buy yen based on the expectation that the Takaichi administration will restore fiscal health more than initially anticipated. The dollar is at its weakest. It seems that the move away from the dollar due to the Trump administration risk is finally spreading. Therefore, the strategy will to be sell dollar yen. I will not assume that it has already dropped completely, but also keep in mind that it could fall another 500 pips. 1-2 order. Number 5 trail. Decision of gates. Buy. Fundamental. There are concerns about currency intervention. Technical. After opening higher, it plunged and then surged. The market is volatile. Stop order 185.9, while assuming that the sharp drop will serve as a springboard for a gradually rise. I make sure to secure my profits. Comparative consideration, dissenting opinion, the whole. Some believe it's better to place the stop loss closer, assuming that it won't rise any further. Judgment as a result. Watching the rise of Japanese stocks, I thought it was likely that the yen would weaken further. Number 5 verification, individual verification in this order. Despite the rise in Japanese stocks, the yen plummeted sharply. I'm really glad I was able to lock in profits with the trailing stop. Abstraction for the manual. Frequent monitoring is very important. I'm able to learn from my past mistakes. Number 6 new order. Dollar yen buy. Fundamental. The view that the Takaichi administration is hesitant to cut the consumption tax and the idea that US President Trump is putting pressure on the Fed to lower interest rates. Features completely contrary to previous statements have emerged, causing a sudden adjustment. Technical. The yen has surged sharply twice, and in the second instance, the low was higher than the first, forming a lower shadow and rebounding. New order 153.38. I thought the uptrend had started around the 153.3 zone. Stop order 153.18. I considered that a suggest resistance switch occurred around the 153.2 zone. If it falls below around 153.2, that rationale disappears. Limit order 155.5 daily chart MA. Dissenting opinion of the whole. I may be being too greedy about security profits, but the stop loss is set small, so the damage is minimal. Secure profits with frequent trailing stops. Number 6. Verification. Individual verification in this order. The downtrend due to disrupting the US dollar continued, and I made a wrong decision because I forgot to set the OCO settlement order. I incurred unrealized losses that exceeded my risk assumptions, and I immediately closed the order. Abstraction for the manual. When placing a new order, the price and basis of the limit order and stop loss order are determined in advance. An OCO settlement order is entered, and then the market order button is pressed. If an OCO settlement order is forgotten and the unrealized loss exceeds the expected stop loss, the order will be closed immediately regardless of market conditions. Don't create a new story to make sense of the previous price action and set a deeper stop loss than originally intended. 2 stock 2-1 surveillance 212 holding brand surveillance 6027 弁護士.com from 2,519 to 2,435. The financial results announced on the 12th were good, but due to fears about SARS death, it was heavily sold off. 4858 Power X from 2,233 to 2,525. The financial results announced on the 13th showed a loss. 4028 Axel Space Holdings from 553 to 510. The stock price has not risen as expected. 3 others 3-1. I want to improve my stock trading skills. Japanese stocks are hitting a new record high following the Liberal Democratic Party securing a 2/3 majority in the House of Representatives general election. However, the stocks I own have not been able to rise in tandem, and I have not been able to catch up with the rising market. It is necessary for me to enhance 会社式法 surveillance and acquire the ability to analyze stocks. 3-2. Fix my lifestyle habits. I am satisfied with my progress in reading and watching videos. I have been able to start doing housework based on my medium-term plan. The opportunity to achieve the rule-based life that I had been searching for so long had finally arrived. This is largely due to good fortune, including low job stress. Let's just keep going like this and run through it all at once. Thank you for listening. Bye!